Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Coin Shop Podcast, here along with my brother Matthew and our Uncle Dan. I'm calling him Uncle Dan. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Uncle Dan.
No problem, little Kim.
Oh.
Gosh.
But wait a minute. See, that's what I don't understand.
Salsa.
Uncle Dan is an affable, hey, you are my uncle, and I'm proud to say that you're my family.
That's right.
Like, some people don't like their uncles. As a matter of fact, they try to distance themselves. Matter of fact, I know some real close people who don't. But when I say my uncle, I say it like with love, not like, oh, well, here, not demeaning like little kin is demeaning.
Yeah, that was demeaning. You okay?
It's all right. I think I'll live, dude.
Okay.
I think I'll live. I think maybe this gold chain might make me feel better. What do you think?
I think that was
makes
the
you look like
fake
little
one.
Kim.
Little, yeah, little Kim.
Sure, if you want the fake gold chain from the last.
My name's Little Kim from around the way. So I'm just starting to feel like myself after Berlin.
Oh man,
I don't
international travel.
I just, I've been overseas a few times and just jumped right back into it. And let me tell you, this trip for some reason had me messed up for 3 or 4. I mean, I literally today finally feel like myself.
Yeah, I woke up all week long at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, just wide awake.
Yeah.
Wide awake.
Yeah. I told you when I was in Munich, I couldn't eat. I went to this restaurant by myself, ordered 2 entrees because I was so hungry when I sat down. But then by the time everything came out, I was like, so I tried the schnitzel and I put the jam all over it. And, the guy kept coming out and he was like, no, do it like this and do it like this. And then I got some suckling pig and which was actually really good, but I just couldn't eat. My hunger just wasn't there. And I get back to the hotel room. I finally make myself go to bed. I think it's like 1 o'clock. I was watching Snatch on my iPad. Classic, right? Classic. Yeah. I fell asleep during Snatch, and I wake up at like 3 or 3:30, and I'm like ravenous, hungry. I'm like, I can't. I'm like, so I call room service, and I'm like, tell me you have some food.
Yeah.
And she was like, I've got a hot ham and cheese sandwich with some chips that I can bring you. And I was like, done. I was like, bring it. So she brings it upstairs, and literally by the time I'm almost done, I called down. And I was like, do you have another one of those? And she's like, I do. Yeah, I'll bring it up. She was so happy. And so she brings it back up, and then literally about 20 minutes later, I'm like, what else you got? I need some sweets. So I ended up having like this meal at, by the time it's probably 4 o'clock in the morning. Yep. I finally fall asleep. I wake up. I meet our buddy. He picks me up at the hotel, and I go do my deal, and just like trying to get on that schedule. And then we go to Berlin, and it was kind of getting better. It's kind of getting a little bit more better. More better. It was kind of getting a little bit better.
Sound like me.
I could eat. It was mo better, but I actually ate, and I ran into you guys, and that's when I started to kind of feel a bit normal. And that was fun, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that cool?
Good times. I was a little wiped out at that point because I hadn't slept.
You hadn't slept. Yep.
But, Berlin is an amazing city to walk around. I would love to see it in the summertime when it's a little more comfortable to walk around.
It was uncomfortable sometimes.
You walk around a corner, it might get a little chilly.
Remember you and I were hiding around that one corner? Oh, man. But that was cool to see, Feigenbaum and,
Yeah, our friends at Coin
Pumpkin.
Letters.
That's right. Right. That was cool. John was a very gracious host and very just cool and wanted to kind of show us a little bit about everything. That was on Wednesday, right? Or Tuesday?
That was Thursday, actually.
Thursday, okay.
That was Thursday. I got to do a lot with John. He was very hospitable.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, we saw a few of our friends over there. Jeff Garrett, Don Kagan was there.
Steve Ellensworth.
Yeah, the boys from APMEX were there.
I missed them, unfortunately. I missed those guys. I didn't get to see those guys.
And, of course, our good friend Ryan was there.
Man, spent a lot of good time with Ryan.
It was great to see Ryan.
Yeah. If people don't know, Ryan is just one of the great guys in the industry. I like Ryan.
He's a wholesome guy.
Yeah, he is a hustler, man. He's got a great heart.
Smart.
Yeah, he's just a good dude.
Yeah, and by Ryan, you mean Ryan Fisher.
Ryan Fisher, yeah.
Friend of the show.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, friend of the family. Yeah, he's just a good guy. So it was nice to see him. I was amazed by how many people were, I mean, how much business. So, like, obviously we had our own things going on, but then when we actually got to the show on Thursday together, I mean, it was a madhouse.
It was a madhouse Thursday and Friday morning, even though, you know, most of our friends and stuff had the early bird passes, the line to get in the show on Thursday, on Friday, or on Friday, Saturday, was around the corner. I mean, it was an amazing amount of people coming out to see that show. Not just dealers, but, you know, collector public.
What was the age skew?
You know, I think that there was a younger group in Berlin than at a show in the States. You went to Bel Air. What was the age there?
Yeah, I mean, the show that him and I were just at was like 89.
Right.
And counting.
And that's because there were some babies there, bringing the average down.
Yeah, no doubt. There were 7-7-year-olds that brought the mean score down to around 89.5.
But, you know, I think across well, I guess we can say across the world, shows are showing, you know, there is a lot of young people interested in rare coins, and not necessarily, you know, we've lived in this bubble of U.S. numismatics for so long that it was eye-opening to go to Berlin and see how much other stuff people are interested in.
So the private meeting that we took, how amazing was some of the stuff that's coming out?
The product that the private mints do is way beyond anything that the U.S. Mint is doing.
Yeah. Which I believe is like it's like a younger collector gets
Right.
into that specialty, the different series that they do. And
well, I think the U.S. Mint, too, is capable of doing a lot of stuff that they're just not really promoting. You know, they added color to the Purple Heart coin, but nobody really knows that they can do that.
Yeah.
They did the big dish and the moon coin and some of that.
Which I think is the best coin that they've ever done.
Oh, the moon landing
the mean
coin
landing coin was really cool.
You know, really, really
We could never keep them in stock.
yeah, no, we couldn't. They're
that's a good coin.
Write that down.
But a lot of the stuff,
Write that down.
a lot of the stuff, though,
As I'm writing
you know,
it down.
coins that, you know, they did the globe coins. That was coin of the year for 2023.
That was cool.
And that's a great coin.
Matter of fact, I didn't see that. You showed me that.
Yeah, I tried to
That
buy
was
one at
really
the
cool.
A&A and had a hard time, you know, getting one.
If anybody can send us a few moon coins, please just send them to me and I'll write you a check. Thanks.
Sure.
Please. We'll
great.
take 10 of them or something.
Right.
Please. I know someone out there has them.
Right. Black holder NGC, please.
So, what about the setup? Like the show we went to today was very, like you said, very old.
Yeah.
Very smoky.
Yeah, very smoky.
A lot of cloudy lights and
Stop smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
It's bad for you.
Shouldn't
All
be
right,
smoking inside. But
as far
what
as
about
the way
setup?
that they laid that show out, there's a couple things that stand out. One, you scan in, you scan out.
Oh wow.
So they know who goes through the door and who
Good.
goes out based on ticket purchase. They don't look at your ID.
But you can see that gravitating that way, as it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Scan in, scan out was really interesting. You know, the show was broken into a number of different rooms. And, you know, one of the rooms was just full of mint equipment.
Yeah,
You
the
know, these
machinery room, yeah.
Huge machines that they used to colorize the machines, the ones they used to make the blanks, you know, everything that, you know. One room was just all mints, and they had these huge, enormous booths with, you know, hanging fixtures and solid walls. And
So Seth Chandler from Witter Coin took a stab at, I believe it was the A&A, not last year, but the year before, when the Tyrant collection was on display. And he made a very, I'd say a great attempt of trying to be the first person to break out and actually spend some money on their display.
Yeah.
Right.
Set up.
Yeah. And he made a great effort. Now, he also had 15 kids with him, like, put it together. It
helping out, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was over there doing it by himself. Right? a little carpenter
But
room.
maybe
little
that's
IKEA
why
put together.
there was
Yeah,
so many
no.
more younger generation
Yeah.
at that show because of the setup, all the cool coins that were out. I mean, it
Well,
seems
they
like
were
you
all
have that.
working.
Oh, they're all working. Okay.
Yeah, they were all working kind of
But
in unison.
okay, so so that's why, like, I mean, we have some of those coins out, and we get a younger generation looking at those. It's not like the older U.S. vintage coin collectors. You know, it's like the sneakerhead. You know, right?
Right. And that's, kind of, we've been talking about this crossover.
Yeah.
And you've got companies trying it with NGCX and Vault Box and things like that. You're trying to get that crossover, right? You're trying to get, because we have a great hobby. I mean, rare coins is such a fun and great hobby. I mean, just today we went to a little rinky-dink coin show, and not to sound, I don't know, but I mean, we made a day's worth of work in a few hours.
Yep.
Right. Yep. It's just cool to be able to go in there.
Sure.
People just bring you money. It's like, here, make some money. That's right. It's like, here's $2,000. It's like, okay, thanks, I'll take it. It's like, what? Like, just very few hobbies that I know that I've ever been, around. We used to do the bottle, the rockets and things like that. That's a hobby. You're literally done. Like, you have zero value after you've bought what you bought, right? You've got entertainment value and it's done. The great thing I love about our hobby is that you can continue to kind of poke around and buy things and buy some of the World Mint stuff and it sells. Yeah. People like it.
You put the right products out.
People like it.
People, and that was one of the things, people get tied up in, I'm buying this 1 ounce coin and it should be priced close to the 1 ounce price. And they lose the fact that they buy so many other things and don't even consider the fact, even if they're silver. Nobody goes into Tiffany and says, well, that's just 1 ounce of silver. You know?
Well,
they're buying the special baby rattle or whatever it is, and they're paying way over melt because of the pleasure they get from the item, because of
it's a keepsake.
And that's the same with all of these art design coins with the great masters and things like that. We were talking about the Van Gogh stuff or the Picasso or Monet, and right from CIT, and those things are collectible and they are silver, but you're buying them because you like the item. It's more consistent with like I was telling you, with a luxury item. The spinning top, the ornaments, those things are just luxury items that happen to be assayed at 1 ounce of silver.
Yeah, which is cool.
And I think there's a mindset with a lot of people in the U.S. that they're buying bullion, and they're not. They're buying a collectible. They're buying an item, and they need, some collectors go at it with the attitude that everything they buy is going to be worth something, and it's okay as long as they're having fun. And I think that's a really healthy attitude for a collector to go in it.
I agree.
Not everything's profitable. But if you consider the fact that you're having fun buying it, you're having fun sharing it, you're having fun talking about it, and you have fun and you enjoy looking at it, I think those are the points we need to look at as a collector public.
Right.
Not
you're collecting something.
Not so much. I paid $100. I hope it's worth more.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You got to do the research before. Right. You've got to buy. No matter whether you're buying vintage or if you're buying some. A low mintage, higher end, modern or private minted product. It is, you go in with the attitude that, okay, I like this series. I'm going to collect this series. I want it all the same holder. I want it all the same core. I want it, you want to match your set. And if people share your same feeling, then you're probably going to be okay. If they cap the mintages the way they're supposed to cap the mintages. Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to fall in love with the Silver Eagle. I don't care. That was my thing with NGCX, is that how many times can you fall in love with the Silver Eagle, right? I mean, it's just I'm sorry, guys, but...
I'm waiting. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's a Silver Eagle. I mean, but, when you have a globe of the Earth, and is that a 3 ounce? It was a 2 ounce or 3 ounce? Or
the globe, I believe, is three ounces.
Yeah. However many ounces it is, it's freaking rad.
Yeah.
Right? It's
that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right? And, if it's, $150 or $200, who cares? I mean, go find one or go make it. Like, good luck. Right. It's going to be tough. And that's why I feel like shows like that are really cool, because they're eye-opening. Because here, it's like when we go to a coin show, let's just take a ANA, for example. We have a mission, right? Yeah. The mission is we're bringing all of our material. It's all aggressively available for sale. And we're aggressive as can be on the floor trying to buy new product, right? We're so laser focused and so, basically tunnel visioned in terms of what we're looking for and what we're looking to do versus opening our eyes to other things that could be on the up and up. And I will say that's just and I don't, again, for the sake of not sounding like kind of like a douchebag here, but we have money, so we don't need to worry about the lower end stuff. Yeah. It's okay to go in and buy high end vintage because that's what we know we make our money on. And that's what we've studied, and that's what we know, and that's what we have customers built in for. Yeah. And you go up and you sit, and it's funny because you said something to me the other day, and it didn't hit me till later that night. But you do see those guys that have nothing but cases full of all this modern bullion, whether it's like copper rounds or silver rounds or all these different things. And you're like, somebody has to be buying it, or they wouldn't continue to pay bourse fees, travel fees, everything else
to bring it.
Right.
Yeah. Someone must be buying it.
Yeah. Most of those dealers in Berlin had a case with, Mason mint, CIT stuff, all of this, colorized, bullion-based art metals. They're legal tender, so they're true coins.
The true coins, right?
They're true coins. They just don't show up like true coins. They look like a medal or even a piece of jewelry. Some of them, they're so spectacular.
I'm blown away by some of that stuff. I love getting out of my comfort zone a little bit just to kind of see what's going on. We've kicked around so many ideas, and then that was really like all of our ideas in one place.
Yeah.
Right?
No, really.
That was all of the growth that we're thinking about, and it was kind of all in one place. Right. And I really thought that was really cool. Yeah. How was this like so I was disconnected from the store. I literally probably talked to Elliot 3 times.
Yeah. Which is usually do that in a day.
Like a record.
Yeah.
I mean literally 3 times during that week.
During the week.
Like it was just
during the week
it was nice. Everyone left me alone and everybody was busy and y'all were busy and you guys were running the heck out of it.
Yeah, store was great. We've been seeing an uptick in customer selling. So we've been doing a lot of buying in the store. We bought a really nice Type 120 deal, old holder.
Oh, super fresh. Such a sick deal. You did a good job. Hey, good job on that deal, by the way.
Yeah,
and you met that guy at the Houston Money Show.
Yep, at the Houston Money Show.
And he's a podcast listener.
He is. He's a podcast listener. So I mean, he was a great, early collector. Got the right. He had a really good eye.
Man, he
bought the right coins.
He had a great eye.
That's why we didn't That's why we didn't mind buying them for the right prices because he had the right coins.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted good money for stuff, and he should have, and he got good money, right?
Sure.
I mean, we paid him good money. I mean, but we wanted the deal. That deal was not walking.
No, because he had sold. Yeah, he sold some at the show there, and then,
it's like a little feeler.
He came back and he came in the store. So
hey, and that brings up a good point. So, coin shop owners or new employees of coin shops, remember that guys that have couple $100,000 collections are not stupid, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if they come in the raggediest T-shirt and the holiest jeans and the Air Monarchs or the white New Balances that they sell at Academy for $49.99. The guys buy 10 of them at a time. That's my dad, right? Yeah. So, don't be fooled when they say don't judge a book by its cover. Like, you've been hearing that since you were wee high, right? But it really does make a lot of sense because you have to really engage with people. Yeah. And you never know if they're testing you or feeling you out. The smart ones and the rich ones are definitely feeling you out. I've never bought a deal. Well, I say never, but I don't feel like I've just sat down and bought a $500,000 rare coin collection in one shot. It's been, let's try a couple coins. Let's feel it out.
Yep.
Let's see.
Yeah. I'm going to take a few of these coins to a couple of different dealers.
There you go.
Get some pricing and figure out who's who.
Right. So just a word, just from my experience, make sure you always, you don't look at one deal as being one deal and done. It's a lot of times, and you could be kind of getting checked.
Sure.
And if it's fresh, if their coins are fresh, you want to pay as much as you can because you hope to goodness that guy's got 3 safety deposit boxes full of them or 4 safes full of them. And a lot of times I will say this, and then this is a $1 million, this is a lot of experience here. Let me tell you something. a lot of times the son of the father will be the guy who brings them in and does the testing because he's taking care of his dad, or he's the executor, the big brother, he's playing, and he's like, oh, and they're sharp. These guys are sharp. They're normally in their 50s and 60s. They've been around. They're wise. They're a lot wiser than some 18-year-old new kid you put on your counter.
Sure.
Right? So you've got to make sure you let these guys know, do not judge a book by its cover, and be as fair as possible at all times.
Yeah.
Because if you can do those two things, that's going to be
Treat
successful.
everyone that walks through the door with respect.
100. I mean, that should go without saying, but I don't care if they're literally wearing rags.
Yeah, and you usually,
Those are the guys, honestly, those are the guys I pay attention to the most because you're undercover.
and you get one shot. So
You get one shot.
If
It's a
someone's
great
at the
point.
counter, doesn't know, they know enough to be at the counter, but they might not know enough to buy that type of deal. It's probably good to pass that deal to the right person
I was going to say.
right at the jump, so he's not feeling like, he sits with one guy, he doesn't know, the other guy doesn't know until he gets to you.
Remember how frustrated I used to get when a coin or a diamond or a watch would come in, and then they'd show it to one person, and then that one person shows it to another guy, and then they call you or myself to the back, and then it's like, okay, then you've got 4 people looking at something.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay,
So-
are these guys the guys or not?
Yeah.
Because obviously, I get it if I get it to the one guy and he just started, I'm cool with that. But the second guy that he takes it to, if he doesn't know what he's talking about, and then I got to go to a third guy, I'm out.
Yeah, or it's like an item that's not.
I'm out.
The item might not be. It might not need that much hype, but because you just went to 3-4 people.
Oh, you
now,
just made it
all
worth
of a sudden-
100% more.
Yeah, all of a sudden now this
Right.
item it's one of one. It's the only So it's best just to do that at the beginning. If you don't know the deal, you don't know what you're looking at, then pass it to the guy that does.
And pass it once.
Yeah, pass it once.
Pass it once. Don't pass it 2 or 3 times because you lose all credibility immediately.
And don't kibitz about it in front of the customer.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Don't kibitz about it in front of the customer. You don't talk about it, the item.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, I think so-and-so would like
I didn't know
that. You know,
kibitz,
you don't-
but I knew you were going with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. That might be the first time I've ever heard that word. And I read a lot of books.
Sounded like a pet food.
I thought you said kibbles and bits.
Yeah.
It's a Yiddish word.
We don't do Yiddish around
All
here.
right. Oh.
I mean, speak Yiddish anyway. We love Yiddish, but we just don't speak it. So I will say that Berlin show, something that we need to do every year.
Every year.
We'll be there every year. And some great meetings were had, some good handshakes, some perfect 2023 things lined up. I'm excited as can be.
Sure.
The store traffic has been amazing. We've been buying the heck out of coin deals.
Yeah.
It's been nice, right?
Yeah, it's open. It's definitely opened back up since January. December,
Yes.
January was
Man,
a little bit.
It felt
little
really
scary.
bad. A little scary, yeah. A little scary was definitely
Right.
being.
I think prices are settling out a little bit especially on cheaper stuff, but there's still a lot of activity and a lot of demand. And if you're in at the market levels, then just trade.
There you go.
Go.
I was about to say, I was amazed by how many people are still asking, March money from last year.
Right.
And I'm like, guys, I don't know if you just woke up out of a coma or something, but there's a lot that's happened in the last 9 months or so, okay? And not a lot of it's been good, okay? Yeah. There's been a lot of weakness in a lot of areas, and, we felt it in our store, and we're starting to kind of get another base and be able to start trading upwards again. So that's nice. But the most important thing is being able to identify that, because I'll say 5 years ago we were identifying it in October.
Yeah.
Now we're identifying the second week of January, right?
Right.
Like, I mean, we're on it, right?
Yeah.
And that's just again learning your business. The business is a breathing, living thing, right? And it's got to be nurtured, and it has to be. You've got to look into it. You've got to investigate it. You got to study it. And you have to realize when things are out of sync, right? Yeah. So, anyway, anything else about Berlin that stands out to you? I mean, it was exciting. I felt pumped.
I was talking with Eric, and I said, I'm walking around the show on a Saturday. I'm not doing any trading. I'm just looking at the product. I'm talking to manufacturers, and I'm looking at silly things, boxes and things like that. And I'm talking to these people, and they're so engaging, and they're so, ready to just discuss what they're doing and how, they can help us. And it was refreshing, and it was just so, I looked at Eric, I said, I'm just having fun. I'm walking around. I go, I don't know how much if I've had this much fun at a coin show in a long time, and I'm not trading anything.
Yeah.
I'm just learning, and it was, around every corner there was something to learn.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone I talked to gave me some type of, and it's so funny because the way they talk about it over there is so commonplace. They're like, yeah, but like you're supposed to know. And I'm like, oh shit, am I like the dumbest guy in this room right now? Like, why do I not know what they're talking about?
Because we've lived in that U.S. coin bubble.
I know.
And we need to bust out of that.
Got to get out
I
of
was
there.
already on eBay buying World Mint coins this week. That's terrible. I can't wait to get back to Olympia and see what's in the mail.
There's some cool stuff.
Yeah, there really is.
I mean, even some of the stuff that you got. Yeah,
I have some stuff by my
and
desk.
some of the stuff you can't keep in stock.
No, you can't.
Some of the stuff you can't sell either. So
Be careful with
hey, hold on.
True.
Time out. Disclaimer, okay?
Yeah.
We like some of the stuff. There's some stuff that do not buy it. It's garbage. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
No matter what thematically you collect, there's something out there literally from vampires ripping through the coin like this to dragons to ancient Greek gods.
Yeah.
I mean, just about every
even for
every
kids,
genre has
Disney, and there's
and I mean all of these world mints and these private mints are doing some spectacular stuff that we're just now getting into.
You touched on it earlier a little bit, and I don't want to take too long on this. I know you got a fight to catch. So a couple things I think resonated with me on the flight home. I had some time to reflect. Was how clean and how everybody was in suits. Everybody was clean. Everybody was prim proper. Like the floor, like everything was just like it was clean.
Yeah.
The lighting was perfect. It makes me feel like a lot of the shows that we herald as like, the A&A or the fun show, and you walk in, you're like, what is this dump? Like the lights at the fun show, they were terrible.
Well, they're doing it.
And it was the setup day was 90 degrees in there.
Oh, it was
I mean, it just,
that day.
some of the stuff, I mean, guys, we need to collectively band together here and start putting together some shows. And matter of fact,
this fall, right?
It is. No, I think it's November, like fall.
I
like
get it.
Holiday fall.
Sure.
Okay.
Still the fall.
Very true. Okay. When I think of fall, I think of like October, maybe September.
Okay.
You're like,
Yeah. Definitely October.
I'm almost like winter in November.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the more I hear about the show, though, the more there's cool stuff going on at that show. And I believe that's what, I believe we need to get together with some people and start bringing, I think Seth, and I'll give you credit, even though you stole America's Coin Shop from me. I'm going to give you credit right now that he made an effort. He told me what he spent, and I'm not going to say it because that's not. I don't know if that's my business or not. But it wasn't a lot of money to make his booth look unlike everyone else's, even those in the very back. And I'm not an exhibition looking guy, so when there's exhibitions, I don't really care so much because I can't buy it and I can't sell it.
I always go.
I know, but I did go to the Tyrant and was just blown away.
Okay, so he paid for his own setup.
Tyrant did, but Seth was conveniently right across from Tyrant.
Right.
Okay,
No, I saw
and
that.
he had something similar, right? I mean, I got to give it to Seth.
No,
I
good
mean,
job.
even though he ripped the America's Coin Shop from me, I'm okay.
Friend of the show, though.
He's a friend of the show.
Yeah.
Even though he ripped it, I'm still a friend.
Well,
I live
think
in
of it like this. We do advertising here in Houston. Going to those shows, it seems like the guys maybe in Berlin they're advertising their company to new customers. So when you go to, you go to A&A and you buy a bunch of metal cases and you rent the lights, it's not the same thing. These guys are putting a budget together for that show, right? And to do 2 or 3 of them big, like that.
I do
And
like the
then-
crystal clear showcases from Christopher,
Yeah.
Chris's. Yeah.
Yep.
So is it Sunchins
We-
or Sunchins?
Yeah,
Or
we bought some
whatever.
more.
I
Crystal
do
clear
like his
showcases
cases.
are
Yeah.
probably the best.
We actually bought some more a
Agreed.
week or two ago.
Yeah. We every case we own now is a crystal clear showcase. They are hands down by far the absolute best product out there on the market.
Yeah.
They look good. They face up well. They're easy to get into, and they don't scratch. They're not all dinged up and banged up, and they're actually.
And you don't reach in and get aluminum black on your
Oh my
nice jacket.
gosh, dude! No, you don't.
Very true. Yeah.
That's awesome. So anyway, it's nice to get back on the pod. We obviously have been out for a couple of weeks, but we had some episodes in the can, so it's nice. I'm super excited about we had 3 people give us kudos on the podcast in Berlin.
In Berlin?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, we lined up a few future guests too.
We did. We
Cool.
did. We've got some cool guys lined up. We actually have a lot of cool people lined up for this first quarter.
I think so.
I'm excited. I'm just really over the moon about it.
Yeah.
Because there's some really cool people lined up who like eagerly want to be on. It's not like trying to pull teeth or anything. It's like, hey, would you want to be on? Sure. It's like almost like they were waiting for you to ask. Like, I can't wait. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty pumped. Germany, absolute success. Something that we'll do as a company.
Oh, yeah.
As every year, it's going to be something I want to be a part of. We can all be a part of. Everybody's a part of it. Then overall market. But in this market, and we talked about it last time with the fake gold, this is when you have to really be on guard.
Yeah.
Okay. This is when things get really, really sticky. And, once you have we had this huge pullback in gold, right? And then the premiums basically evaporated. And then you have everyone cutting each other's throats all the way down to make it even worse, right? And this is where a lot of the guys who were riding high are now, hopefully saved some cash and are sitting back and waiting for the right time to get back in. Sure. Unfortunately, I know a lot of coin dealers, and that's not how they are, right?
That's not how they operate.
No.
Yeah.
So it's deal with people well, deal with people that are going to get you paid nice and quick. And it was funny because this RFID thing came up, and we were talking to somebody, and it makes perfect sense, but it just blew me away. But
You want to call it fraud of the week?
yeah, it's definitely would be
Fraud
the fraud
of
of
the
the
week.
week, right?
Fraud
So
of the week.
Yep. Fraud of the week.
We need a soundbite for that.
Yeah. Fraud of the week.
yeah, fraud of the week. Was that good?
That was good.
See,
getting scary.
It was like that guy from Police Academy. Right?
Yeah.
So what we've heard, this has not happened to us, but what we've heard is that if you send a coin that you sell that has RFID,
Right.
so that would be the
BCGS
gold
Gold
shield.
BCGS
Matter of
Gold
fact,
Shield.
implemented during Brett Charville's time, as he mentioned on the podcast.
Yep.
So the rumor is that if you have a box that's small or a mailer or whatever you're using to send it, some people could be using their phone too easily. And let me just kind of demonstrate this here. So here's a gold shield. Okay. Literally just tap it up to the phone and don't make me look stupid here.
I heard it.
Damn, I was like getting so good at it.
No, I know. I heard it earlier.
It's going to get there. Oh, there it is. Bam. So, all you do is just basically have to just tap this and it pulls up open NFC tag. NFC tag gets open and it takes you straight to the coin. Well, at the very bottom here, when you go to CoinFacts, it's going to tell you how much money this coin's worth. So, for somebody who might be sniffing through your mail or whatever else they're doing, they're scanning that tag. And if you have a 70cc20 in AU, they might leave their job for that coin.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So there's a product, and who was talking about it? This was in, I think, either Coin Dealers Helping
This is
Coin
in
Dealers.
Coin Dealers helping Coin Dealers.
Was it Stephen Gill?
I think it was Steven.
I think it was Stephen Gill. So he actually has a package.
Shout out to Roundtable.
Yeah, Round Table in the house. Shout out to Stephen Gill, too, giving us props in his private CAC group, pumping the podcast in there. So appreciate that, buddy. But he's got like this little, I guess, RFID blocker that he's putting inside. And I believe they're $2, so they're a little expensive as an insert for shipping now. But again, if you're sending a $100,000 coin or $75,000, depending on your insurance, $25,000 coin, it's worth $2.
Yeah.
You know, it's worth $2 to go ahead and, protect yourself or send it in a bigger box. But I believe
have
that
to deal with that type of problem.
Well, listen, this scanner only has certain type of frequency. I'm pretty sure there's better scanners that have more penetration, right? So
rumor has it a heavy duty foil can.
See, I was about to ask you that. If
a heavy duty foil can
stronger scanner.
Yeah.
Can block it. Heavy duty foil.
Another thing I'm going to add to this, and I'm not going to beat this up.
So if you get a coin from us and it looks like a pot roast, it's probably just RF.
Don't throw it away.
It's actually Matt's tinfoil hat that
we crumbled it up just to keep you safe.
So now I lost my train of thought. Oh, I was going back to I was going to say air tags.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. I sent some of my suits and stuff to Berlin because I went to another trip and then I flew over there and I didn't really need that type of stuff and I didn't want to carry 2 bags.
Sure. Yeah.
So I sent it. Now the last time I ever sent anything, they lost my bag, and it was from my ski trip last year. I mean, it was just the most miserable thing that's happened in a while. So anyway, I was like, no mas, I'm going to put an air tag. Oh, yeah, crazy. So okay, so I watched my bag the entire time.
Yeah.
And we've been doing it with bigger coins. We'll just throw a chip in there and
you get to see everything.
Why not? Just throw an air tag in there. Buy 10 air tags, and if you have an expensive coin, and don't wait for someone's tracking to say it got there. No, it's there. It's in your building. Yeah. It's right there. So let's go ahead and grab it, and let's get this deal consummated. So just again, guys, we always want to make sure that if we ever hear anything where we could help prevent an issue or help prevent some type of problem from happening to you guys, then that's something that we want to do. We want to be able to educate using our experiences to be able to share them with you so that you may not make the same mistake. And if you do after hearing this, I can't help you. But the RFID tag, make sure you're finding some way to block that and, to be able to protect your expensive coins when you're shipping them. And also, too, as just an added security on bigger stuff, bigger items or bigger packages, drop an air tag in there. Don't rely on tracking and this and that.
And they're not crazy expensive, right?
No.
Can't you buy them right off of Amazon for?
No, they're cheap. You can buy them in 10 packs or something. And you can just put a self-addressed envelope and have the person send it right back. Just put 10 or 15 in rotation for your bigger stuff.
Yeah.
So just an opinion and just something that we thought we might share with you guys. It was nice to have Dan with us as always. Man, we love him to death. One of the best people in the world. We had a great time in Berlin. It was cool. It was very eye-opening. It was very humbling actually too, because we walk around here and we think we got to figure it out. We don't know. We got plenty to figure out. We got plenty to figure out.
Still lots to learn.
Oh man, I learned a lot in those 4 days.
Oh, so much fun.
I learned so much stuff.
So much fun.
I loved it, and I wish I tell you, after that I'm gonna make a push. We need to make coin shows great again.
Yeah.
We got to spice some things up, guys. We got to come together. Roundtable, Rob Oberth, Bjorn, you guys, man, we got to sit down, Blake Doden, these guys. Some of these guys that look like, guys that are our age that look like they're not going anywhere. We should come together and, do something like Gary's doing and come up with some coin shows that make sense, that people actually, Gary. Yeah, we're going to support the crap out of Gary. I love Gary. And Steven. Yeah, no, I love them both. They're actually great, 2 really great guys. They're OGs in the business. Gary Atkins is an OG.
Oh, yeah.
The guy's OG. So
30 plus years.
He's just, I told you, I was about to eat breakfast by myself at Colorado Springs, and he was like, hey, come eat breakfast with me. I sat there and had an hour breakfast with him. We were just sitting there just BS, and it was great. Yeah. I used to do a lot of business with Gary when I was doing wholesale with Kenny back in 2004, 5, and 6.
I know.
Yeah, that was my guy. After seeing this Berlin show, I think we 100% need to get together and start figuring out how we can because look, these younger guys are not going to go to that dirty ass convention center. I'm sorry. They're not. I mean, just people aren't. I'm not. If I'm not in the hobby, I'm not going to that coin show.
You're definitely not going to take your wife with you.
I'm not taking my wife. I'm not taking my kids, and I'm not bringing a fat checkbook.
No.
For what? I want to be wined and dined. You know, when you go buy a $10,000 Rolex at these new boutiques, it's an experience. You sit down, you want a champagne, you want this. Now, I'm not saying that that's where we need to go. My point is that Rolex is doing everything you can because people want experience. They want experience. Now, I remember the old days, coin shows, cash, and this and that, and it was nuts. I get it. But if y'all are looking to get, or if we're looking to get new people to cross over, we need to change our stripes a little bit. We need to talk about it anyway, get the conversation going.
I read a book that was written in the 60s, and the book is from a series, and they are robbing a coin show in this particular book. And it was stunning to me how little had changed from the way he described this coin show in the 60s.
Yep.
Till today.
Because they have
dealers of the coins in the same boxes, cases covered with a blanket, you know.
A blanket. A blanket. I've got $250,000 worth of inventory, you know, protected by a blanket. I sure hope no one touches it.
Shocking.
Yeah. I think we need to game up a little bit. So anyway, that's my word. That's my challenge. Anybody who wants to get on board, call me. Let's do it. I'm in 100%. Yeah. Just for the hobby. I mean, it's for the hobby.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, want to thank Dan one more time. Obviously, we're going to miss him. We'll see him next week. And I'm not missing this guy. I see him every day.
Thanks, Uncle Dan.
What are you going to call him?
Mooney.
Ooh, mullet.
Mullet, yeah.
I'm going to bring the mullet picture for you guys to see next time.
I did have
link
a mullet
in our show notes
at one point in my life.
Yeah, that's right. Link in our show notes.
For a full decade. It's a strong mullet.
Dude, this guy had the gnarliest mullet you have ever seen. Yeah. I want you to look up mullet. I want you to look up awesome mullet. And then I want you to visualize Matthew with a 10 times cooler mullet. Okay, this kid was the definition of mullet.
It was party in the front. And business.
No.
Business front. Party back.
Dude, if you're gonna come up, say it right. Good gosh.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's what I do. Party in
Gangster.
the back.
I think Gangster Granny stole something from him when she hit him.
My
for
soul.
That. When she hit him for that.
I think she stole my Mont Blanc pin too. Still can't find my pin.
Tell that story real quick. So hold on. So we have an update on Gangster Granny.
Gangster Granny asked to use my pen to write something down in her notes. I had a Mont Blanc pen. I don't know why I had it there. It's usually on my desk. But it was a gift. Yeah, of course, you can use my pen. She took the pen. She wrote something down. I turned around.
It was in her bra.
Gangster Granny was gone. I don't know how she got from point A to B. And with the pen, she just disappeared.
Oh, my shot, Elvis.
Yeah. No, she did. The door, all I heard is the door closed when I turned around, and she was out.
With our money.
And I was like, I didn't even think about the pen. I was like, wait, where's the pen? I still haven't found the pen.
Did she steal the 11D 2.5 bag?
Let's hope not.
All right, man.
Hopefully not.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate your support. As we say every time, thank you very, very much for the support. We really appreciate it, and we hope we are doing you guys a service. Thanks for tuning in. And here you go. We don't have to wait.
Wait. You're gonna have to wait for a second.
I mean, you can't stop my exit and then not be able to deliver.
I'm sorry. Okay, here you go.
This guy has so much to learn.
I'm sorry. All right, you're right. I just didn't want my stuff all. All right, here it is. I cut it off my page.
But nobody can see that.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Sorry.
Better mullet pictures.
Ford looks just like this now. I didn't realize it.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that photo.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Matthew's son looks exactly like Matthew
Hold
did
on.
when they were.
Whoa.
Yep.
See, it's so small, bro. We can't get this thing in focus. Focus. There it is.
Yeah.
Look at that mullet, dude.
Yep. So
hey, that mullet has curls in it.
Yeah, it did.
Oh man,
dude, we could have popped a little. Man, I'd have popped a half perm if I was 15 at the time. I'd have popped a half perm in your ass.
And I think I finally cut it when I was on my 21st birthday.
When the guy he was dating said you have to cut it off.
Yeah, it was a cool That's a cool haircut. It didn't last.
That was a very cool haircut.
Dude, the way it
Yeah.
stuck up in the front.
I think it was a decade.
money.
It was like 10 to 12 years.
That was the old. What was
Rod Stewart.
Cody's? No, it was Dryden. Dryden was the Wes. Wes was the OG of the
he
mullets,
was.
dude.
He was a starter.
Dude, that guy had a gnarly mullet. All right,
Shout out to Wes.
shout out to Wes and shout out
Love
to you
it.
guys. Thank you so much for your support. Coin Shop Podcast. We're out. That was fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think they'd be better if we kept them all that short.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how long. I don't know how long. I don't know how many. I don't know how long we can actually put up there. There's a lot of cutouts there.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, real quick before you leave. Wow, we downed another. We downed another unidentified flying object over the Alaskan Sea now. Dude, I know, but you don't find that a little weird? That all of a sudden, like,
There's
all
some-
this fucking weird shit.
Some
flying
weird
around?
shit going on, for sure.
All right, guys, let's break out the tinfoil hat. I got something I want to talk about.
Well, I mean, that is something we could talk about is using tinfoil as an RFID.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, you
Well,
have
yeah.
no microphone. Oh,
That's
there it is.
right.
I was like, wait a minute. Wait.
Test.
This guy no microphone.
I couldn't hear. I was wondering what the.
Yeah, you're right. We could use the foil
I can hear you.
RFID. We talk about all the coins we're shipping now.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
There you
go.
go. RFID. All right. Why don't you talk about that? Okay.
Okay.
Will you wake up into the new fucking millennium here? Good Lord.
I wish you got all this on tape. I hope you're recording this.
I hope you are, but this is the stuff people really want, honestly.
This is sugar that Papa likes.
They want us making fun of Matthew.
Or just anybody.
They don't care about the coin info.
No, but they
They
do.
don't give a shit about
People-
revenue stream.
I mean, yeah, believe it or not, some people want to see people get ripped. I mean,
get it.
I'm sorry.
I get it.
I don't think I'm not for it. I just think
Well,
it's part of
I get
life.
ripped on the daily.
Oh, stop. Get your booty ripped
On the daily.
on the daily. Only if he didn't do his chores.
Only if those socks aren't dark.
That's right. Hey, wait a minute. Why are these white socks pink in the room right now?
Washed them with that.
You know, it's funny. I have washed her clothes before and turned them colors on accident.
Grab
Yeah.
the paddle. I want you to do it yourself. All right. So, are we ready?
Yes, we're rolling.
Okay. I sure wish I could hear you in my ear, but I can't.
It's okay.
All right.